Hello. It is Michelle Lachey, your beauty BFF. And I just want to, first of all, thank you for being here because you could have been on anyone's channel in the world, but you're here with me. And I really, really, really do appreciate that. So thank you, really, for stopping by. So today, this is our look. So I wanted to do something that was kind of like monochromatic, but yeah, some more of a reddy tone kind of all over. Playing with some more colors. Again, anything that I do, you don't have to use colors. Anything I do is all about technique. So if you're not a big color person, you could take this and use the same technique for your neutrals and your nudes. But if you are a color person, you could still use these same techniques for even bolder colors. You don't have to use these colors. You can use, bolder colors as well. So I just want you guys to always remember that anything I do is more about the technique than the color. I want you guys to learn the techniques and those things. Colors are always something you can switch up and do whatever, okay? So I'm going to shut up so I can talk. Yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. Don't forget to also like this video if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, ding, if you haven't already, because I want you to be notified every time I post a video. Because we're gonna be doing a lot of different things around here, So, and that's it. Share. It's not it. I want you to share this video. Share this video if you found it educational, if you found it entertaining, if you just found me cute enough for the world to see. So yeah. Again, I'm Michelle Lachey, your beauty BFF, and enjoy. See y'all at the end. Okay, so we're getting started with some Lano lip just to moisturize the lips. I did put a little bit of a lot. Anyway, that is my face serum, my face oil, that's right, Michelle Lachey. That is part of my product line. I am just using that to hydrate my face. So that is what I do to prime my skin. That is part of it. Yeah, so what's going on? What happened? I wanna laugh. What's so funny? Girl, you cracking up. What is it? Oh, we lost the braid. Such is life. Moving on. Back to makeup. So as you know, I always get started with my brows. Today I am using a brow powder. That powder is from a company here in Atlanta called Perfect Brows by Lisa. And that is their dark palette. I am using the dark brown. I am using an angle brush as well. And I am just kind of just slathering it on, coloring inside of my brows. That's what I like about powder. See how big of a difference that makes? Just that quick, like bam. Doing the other side. I am coloring in the brow. Just coloring and coloring. Filling in where needed. I am only using the dark brown at this moment. I am only using the dark brown because look how prominent it comes out, which is what I like about brow powder. You can use eyeshadow for your brows, but I like brow powder because the pigment tends to be much richer and deeper. So I'm just kind of going over and looking over. I don't notice, I see it now that brow ain't right, but we gonna fix it. Oh yeah, we gonna fix it. So, I don't really care about the neatness of it because I'm gonna go in and clean up anything. I am putting that concealer on, and as you can see, I was showing you how I rest my hand on my face so I can steady myself, so we can do a nice steady line or line of dashes. Put them together. I'm doing the top of my brow again. starting more towards the middle of that front of that brow and then pulling it back and creating that shape. Yeah. So you see I'm kind of taking the remnants and going across my whole brow. Because I used the powder like kind of all over the place, I'm just cleaning it up and erasing it. It's not what I normally do, but it's what I'm doing today. You see I'm really trying to fix that shape with that concealer and get it how I want it to be. Which is why I don't want you guys to stress so much about how the powder goes on or how the liner or the pencil goes on or anything like that, because you can always clean up and erase. And I'm doing the same thing here. I can already tell that this is going to be awkward because of the way I am holding my brush. I am not holding it correctly, because what I'm trying to do is be able to put myself in a position where you guys can see. And so that caused me to not be able to shape the brow the way I want it to be shaped. So what I'm doing now is I noticed that that brow is still thicker than the other brow. So I am going over and thinning it out. Me in this mirror, I'm going to put an advertisement on the back of my mirror because I love to show it to y'all. Like, hey, here's the back of my mirror. But what I'm doing there, again, just reshaping. If you saw how I went across to the other brow, just to see if that line is even, I will do a line straight across, just so I know one brow isn't thicker than the other. And I'll do the same thing for the top as well if if it feels off. So I am just priming around my eyes. I think I got a little frustrated with the brows, so I'm moving on. And my first color I am using, that is the Juvia's, I think it's the Zulu palette. Y'all know I'm not good with that. So that color that I'm using now all over is called Madagascar, I believe. I am using that all over just to kind of set and just to kind of like deepen my lid, deepen the color, because even though it's not like a bright color, like I said, I want this to be monochromatic, so I don't want to have too many different variations in shades. So I just kind of wanted to tone down my lid and use that as my base. So now I'm using that kind of like purpley, deep purple red, like burgundy red. Not burgundy red. Burgundy purple. I'm using that in my crease and in my corner. I'm using it as what they call a transition color. I am also using that to help define my crease. For me, like I said, I have a hooded eye, so I always start with my crease. I am using just a shadow brush though. For that. This is going so fast. I did a lot, y'all. I did a lot. So I'm looking for a flat shadow brush. And so what I'm doing is, because I'm going to use this red and the red gets everywhere and I want it to be deep, I am going to pack it on. So I dug in there deep, and as you can see, I'm just patting it and on the lid. Pat. No sweeping. I am only patting it down, really packing that color on the lid, so it can really accentuate and show through. I am kind of putting it on again, not worried about it being too neat. I just want to make sure that it is on the lid in the right color. See right there where I kind of messed up? I didn't want that shadow to go right there in my corners, but it did on that eye. But that's the joy of makeup. We are going to just make it work. That is the previous brush that I used with that purpley color, and I was just blending it out at the bottom and using whatever I had on there. Taking my blending brush, and I am blending those lines together and blending it out. That red, I know I look like I have like a mini black eye or something like that, but it's gonna come together. You saying it, so you should know it's the truth. Again, don't be so afraid about how it looks, because we're gonna clean it all up. Everything will be fixed. It's all about the steps. So that is another angle brush that I was looking for. So I took that kind of peachy color, put it right there in that crease, because I wanted to kind of make that like orange, give that illusion again I want this to be monochromatic. So I want these colors to all be very similar. It was too much of a distinction for me. So now I'm going to put right there that little glitter. Just right in the brow bone, right? Because we're going to make that pop. We're highlighting. We're highlighting just a little bit. Highlighting also on that inner corner. And that was actually like a good mistake because that turned that silver into a pink. Or not silver, that light gold into a pink, which is cute. So I just took a little bit whatever was on the brush, using that on my waterline, pulling that out, and grabbed a little bit more for that eye. And just to pull my eyes out and make them bigger. I love a little pop of color in the corner. So what's next, Michelle? What are we doing? What are we looking for? I don't know. I don't know. What's that? What's that? Ah, I know what it is. I couldn't find anything black. The blacks I had in front of me in those palettes were all shimmery. So I took the black that was in the brow powder, and I'm using that for my eyeliner because I wanted something matte. And I didn't really want the focus to be on the liner again, just to kind of make my eyes look a little complete and make my lashes look fuller. I am just putting that black at the lash line on the top, just so when I put the mascara on, it will give an image of it being a little bit slightly fuller. Putting just a little bit on the bottoms and the corners again, just to make my eyes look complete, not like something is missing. I am blending down that highlight because again, this is monochromatic. I don't want it to be the focal point. Yes, y'all see that? See, if you blend and you blend too much, don't be worried. Just add a little more and blend it down using my fingers because I love that skin on skin blend as well. So now what are we doing? We're putting a little bit of concealer on. So my foundation this go round, I'm using concealer and foundation. So that is the Shape Tape in Deep. And then right around my eyes, that is the Shape Tape in Deep Tan Sand or Tan Deep Sand. That's what it is. Something like that. Anyway, blending it out using a concealer brush to kind of like pat it and move it out and move it around. Move it out, move it around, move it out, move it around. I'm also cleaning up under that eye and around my eyes with that concealer. Yeah. Yes. Just clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. Everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. So I am patting in that concealer, hiding some of those dark spots. I am going to use my foundation. Let me show y'all how much foundation I'm using. You see that? That dot. That dot. That's it. That's it. Taking a buffing brush. Buffing out that foundation. I love a nice buffing, creamy buffing brush. See that? See how pretty that looks? See how pretty that looks? I've got some nice coverage. That is Juvia's Place, their foundation. I am liking that. So my under eyes was giving me some issues that day. I just really felt like they were dark. I have been going through a lot lately. I've been dealing with some passings, and so I just felt like my under eyes just have been neglected. So yeah, it still didn't look right, so I had to go grab something, y'all. Let's see what I went to go get. What is that? What is that, girl? You ain't even show us. Guess I gotta tell you. That is LA Girls mixing foundation. So it's a mixing pigment. You can use that. So it's just basically a yellow foundation. I'm using that under my eyes because I am trying to diminish the look of the darkness. That yellow also will help pull out that highlight and give you a nice highlight. That is to be used though if you have a foundation that is too red and you want to kind of neutralize it a little bit. So I was kind of really digging the way that highlight looked under my eyes. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take a little bit of that and put it on my nose. And right there on my chin. That is a I forgot the name of that brush. Anyway, so that brush was too big for my nose, so I used a crease brush, and I went and grabbed that shadow, that Madagascar that I used as the base on my eye, and to use that around my nose to contour, just to give it a slight contour and contrast, and also to help blend in the shadow in the front of my eye, kind of soften it and put it all together. So now I'm working on my cheeks and went back to that Midnight palette that I used that red out of. I'm taking a deep purple to go ahead and give me a little bit of a contour on my cheek. Doing that there. Again, I know I said this is monochromatic, but I know I just need that purple just to help give me some definition in the cheek. More definition that I want, but I am going to put over that. Oh, see, I'm using that contour brush. I think that's what it's called, a contour brush, to help clean up underneath. I used a little bit of what the concealer I had left on my hand and just put that on there. So now that is my favorite blush from Bare Minerals, and it's a nice pinky flush color. But when I mix it with that purple, it pulls out the red tones in it, which is really nice. So now you have a nice soft kind of red blush, but you don't have a red blush, right? So I went and picked up a little bit of my In Light by Danessa Myricks, and give myself a little highlights, a little gold tone. I like it because to me it appears more of a nude, a neutral on me. Put a little bit on my nose, just a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my cheeks. I don't want to glow, but I want to glow. Okay, what's next, girl? What you got coming up? Your lips? No. We're going to put a little bit of powder on. That is my face powder, foundation powder. I'm using that to set. What that is from Bovanti Cosmetics. I cannot think of the name right now of the color, but I mean, why does it matter? That's my color, not yours. So anyway, I am putting on my mascara. My mascara is Too Faced Better Than Sex. That is my favorite mascara. Today I'm only putting on one coat, not two. Just one nice little coat. Pulling those lashes out. Now what are we going to do, girl? We're going to do them lips. So that is a Lorac, and that is called Hipster. And it's like a brown color. So I want to use that as like my liner. It's a cream lipstick. It's not really matte, but it's not shimmery or metallic or anything. So that's what I like about it. So it gives me a nice hydrating base. I'm using it with a lip brush. I'm using it as a liner. Again, I like it because it is brown, but it's kind of like a red brown. I am going to pull out that red some more. See, I'm taking that, like I said, I'm just using that as a liner, lining my lips. Now, there we go. I am using a NYX, it's called Kitten Hills. They're liquid lipstick. And, that is very matte, which is why I want to use more of a creamy, hydrating base so that NYX won't kind of dry my lips out. As you can see, I put a lot of moisture on my lips so they wouldn't be dried out. But that NYX is dope. Oh, that was it. That's it. We over. We done. I'm cute. Peace, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Be blessed. Stay safe.